About a month ago, a devastating zombie outbreak swept across the globe, turning 90% of the world's population into the Walking Dead. Rick was one of the lucky few who survived. Desperate to find his wife and son, he set out for Atlanta by car, hoping they'd made it to safety there. Along the way, Rick tuned into civilian radio frequencies, searching for any sign of other survivors. Unknown to him, a group of survivors camped in the hills outside Atlanta picked up his transmission. Among them were his wife Lori and son Carl, along with his best friend Shane. Unfortunately, they were too far away to respond. To make matters worse, Lori believed Rick was dead and had already begun a relationship with Shane. Meanwhile, Rick's car ran out of gas, forcing him to continue on foot with an empty gas can. He eventually came across a farmhouse on the outskirts of town and spotted a vehicle in the yard, but couldn't find the keys. Just as he was about to search the house, he heard a horse neighing nearby. Without hesitation, he mounted the horse and rode on. After what felt like hours, Rick finally reached Atlanta. The city had become a graveyard, its streets crawling with the undead. Suddenly, he spotted a helicopter overhead and immediately gave chase. But his fixation on the aircraft proved costly. As he rounded a corner, he rode straight into an intersection swarming with hundreds of zombies. Rick yanked the reins and tried to flee, but the clattering hooves only attracted more of them. Within seconds, he was completely surrounded. In the chaos, he tumbled from the horse, which was quickly overwhelmed and devoured by the horde. While the zombies feasted on the animal, Rick desperately kicked several away and scrambled beneath a nearby tank. The creatures swarmed after him, clawing to get underneath. Fighting for his life, Rick crawled out the other side and discovered, to his relief, that the tank's hatch was open. He dove inside and slammed it shut, collapsing in the corner and gasping for air. Inside the tank, he found a dead soldier and grabbed his pistol, but the movement stirred the corpse. It was a zombie. In panic, Rick fired. The gunshot thundered through the cramped metal space, leaving his ears ringing and head spinning. Once he'd recovered, Rick realized his weapons bag was lost in the sea of undead outside. There was no way to retrieve it now. All he had left was this small handgun, nowhere near enough firepower to fight his way out. Just when all seemed lost, the tank's radio crackled to life. A mysterious man was calling out to him. It turned out Rick wasn't the only survivor in this dead city after all.
Cozy in there?